Hi, my name is Alan from LV Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about HDB upgraders and what can they buy in today's market. As you know, everything is expensive. Nothing is cheap. From groceries to food prices to COE and ultimately to property prices. Anyway, today we are going to explore the various properties a HDB upgrader can buy. Without further ado, let's head over to the discussion. For the most obvious reason, if you are eligible for HDB BTO flats, you should always utilize this privilege twice. If you are a second timer and your income ceiling has not exceeded the 14,000 household income, you should seriously consider upgrading to a bigger BTO flats, even though you need to pay the resale levy. This is how the system works, because HDB know you will make money selling BTO flats. That is why they need to trim off part of your profit first. As mentioned in my earlier video, HDB built practical and affordable homes. There are more choices than ever before. Whether they are standard flats, plus flats or prime flats, there are flats for all your different needs. However, if you have plans to upgrade to a private property in future, then you should avoid the plus and prime flats as they have a 10 years MOP. Assuming you book the flat when you are 30 years old, by the time the flat is completed and you commence your MOP, you will be easily in your mid-30s. Another 10 years down the road, you will be in your early 40s. You still have a good 25 years of runway, capped at 65 years old, to buy and sell private properties a few more times. However, if you book a plus or prime flat when you are in your 40s, by the time you collect the keys, you will easily be in your mid-40s. After 10 years of MOP, you will hit 55 years old. This is the same age when you can join CPA board Club 55. This means if you have plans to upgrade to a private property, you only left with 10 years of housing loan. In my opinion, this is as good as kissing goodbye. 55 years old already, time to enjoy life. Why bother to work and pay for the housing loan? So much about BTO flats. What if your income exceeds 14,000? The next alternative is HDB resale flats. HDB resale flats prices are still trending upwards. Do you know why? Well, the hard truth is HDB upgraders are priced out of the private property market. That is why they turn their attention to bigger HDB resale flats or those in choice location instead. This also explains the $1 million HDB flats from Yishun to Bukit Panjang to the rest of Singapore. Indirectly, this also explains that HDB upgraders find more value in HDB resale flats. This also gives you a hint. They are price sensitive. Anything below $1 million, no problem. Bomeng tue. However, once it touch 1.2 to 1.3 million, this will be challenging for most families. The next best bet for HDB upgraders is executive condominium, provided they are eligible for it. EC has very strict criteria such as the 16,000 income ceiling, plus forming a family nucleus and so on. This, in my opinion, is the best bet if you want to leapfrog into the private property market at subsidized price. Just take a look at this chart. For HDB owners, prices has appreciated by 20% since 2013. For resale executive condominium, prices has gone up 54% on average. This means most, if not all, EC owners that bought directly from the developer make money. EC owners are the best winner in recent years. You can check out my EC review in this video. On the other hand, new EC prices has been increasing by 80% over the past decade. Back in 2017, a new EC is hovering around $800 per square feet, with each land cost higher than the other. This means EC prices will continue to move up. In 2023, EC prices such as Altura in Bukit Batok are already trending at an average price of 1433 PSF. Going forward, there will be an upcoming EC in Bukit Batok. This site was bought by CDL. It's next to Altura EC. The break-even cost is 1187 PSF. And this means the future selling price will likely be around 1450 PSF. This project is called Lumina Grand, after the fully sold Copen Grand. Here, if you are keen, you can contact me. The launch date will likely be the first quarter of next year. The only flip side of EC is that you need to have a lot of cash for the down payment. due to the more stringent mortgage service ratio or MSR. Let's assume a typical 3-bedroom will cost 1.45 million. This means a household with a 16,000 income can only borrow 900,000 the most. The excess of 550,000 plus buyer's stamp duty will need to be paid in cash or CPF. This easily work out to 600,000 for most cases. For HDB upgraders, there are many affordable condominium to choose from. They range from 1.2 million upwards to 1.5 million for those in the RCR area. Most of them will be of 99 years leasehold. If you want to explore a freehold condo, the price today will likely start from 1.7 million upwards for the decent sized 3-bedroom. The interesting part of this segment is that there is still good buy to explore. It's not easy to identify them, but once they are listed, you must enter and strike like a sniper. No second thoughts. If you think too much, you'll be gone for good. This is my humble sharing with you. Here, let me pull out the chart comparing the HDB resale market and the private resale condo. We can see that in the past 10 years, HDB resale prices for all areas and flat types have increased by 20% since 2013. On the other hand, private resale prices have increased by 37% during the same duration. This means private prices have outperformed HDB prices. HDB prices are very much regulated. The authority has already said it's for own stay and not for investment. If you want to make good money from property, it's only in the private segment. If you are actively looking at upgrading to a brand new condominium to stay in, I believe you have realized that today prices are easily $2,000 per square feet, even for the suburb location. HDB upgraders would preferably upgrade to a 3-room or bigger apartment. A typical 3-bedroom measures 1,000 square feet. This means based on a 2,000 per square feet price tag, a 3-bedroom will easily cost $2 million. Assuming a HDB upgrader that stay in Punggol sell their 5-room HDB flat for 700,000, the difference is 1.3 million. This is still doable, but the buyers must have strong income to support the loan. However, if they are staying in a 4-room HDB flat in Yishun or Woodland that can be sold for most, say 500,000, the difference will be a cool 1.5 million. Upgrading to a 2 million condo will be financially challenging for most families. Unless you are a high income earner and have lot of savings, then this is a different story. Here, let's study the new homes performance to date. For the past decades, prices has galloped by 93%. This has even exceeded the 37% gain in the private resale market. This explains why HDB upgraders are turning their attention to resale condo instead. The better to do ones will consider newer homes. For HDB upgraders, the type of property to upgrade to ultimately boils down to 3 things: your budget, your age, and your preference. Budget obviously means how much can you afford, yet at the same time, do not over leverage just for the sake of upgrading. If you have more cash on hand and a higher loan quantum, you can explore buying better property that have better upside in future. However, if you have a lower budget, your choice of selection will be lower and you will be competing with many others of around the same budget like you. Coming back to age, if you are young and enjoying a good income, you will have more choices to choose from. However, if you are in your 40s, time is not on your side. If you procrastinate and wait longer, your runway will be shorter and shorter. If you choose to buy another HDB flat instead, the odds of upgrading will be low when you hit your 50s, unless you strike Toto. Your preference here also means where you want to stay. Whether is it near your place of work or near your children's schools. Whether is it near upcoming developing towns or near established town center. There is also the preference for some to go with some investment element because they want to make money from their property. This is not wrong anyway. In fact, this is always part of my strategy. A home can have dual function, both as a home and as an investment property. This is not easy to find, but it's doable with an eye for detail. Anyway, if you have any plans to sell or rent out your property, I'll be more than happy to assist you. Hope you enjoyed this sharing. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so. See you soon in the next video.